This is a Chamberlain belt drive garage door opener, and the video is unboxing and assembly of the unit. Big surprise, the yellow sheet of paper informs you, and this was in January of 2022, that the motion detecting wall control is not in the box. Instead, they enclose a multifunction wall control which is supposed to work in every way except for the motion control. They give you a website to contact to get the motion control. You're supposed to enter your details, and then they tell you when you're going to get one. I did that, and then a screen pops up and says, thank you for your submission. You will receive a wall control to the address provided once inventory becomes available. But they don't tell you when that's going to be. And that's the extent of that communication along those lines. No email, nothing. So that was annoying. The rail comes in pieces, of course. All the pieces are identical except one, and that's the one that is placed on the garage door end when you fit all the pieces together. Multifunction wall control. Wireless keypad comes with its own set of instructions. It's already programmed, however, to work with the garage door opener, as is the wall control. Main instruction booklet. Drive belt all wound up. Wires for the reversing sensors, and the wires have the sensors attached to them. This was a reinstall for me, so I just cut the sensors, the wire for the sensors off of the roll, and just spliced it onto the existing wire. Then that's the backup battery, and then the bag with all the hardware, screws, etc. The header and door brackets. This little black, it looks like a cap, will go over the top of the garage door opener, where the belt loops around the gear that comes up from the motor to turn the belt. As a protection, it's a cover for protection from dust, etc. And it has a bunch of lubricant in there for the gear. Then there's the two remotes for the garage door opener. Those are pre-programmed also. The two small black items are the brackets that hold the reversing sensors, and then there's the bracket that will be sliding along the rail that the garage door opener will be attached to by way of the L-shaped steel bracket. The header and door brackets once again. The header bracket is attached to the wall, and the rail attaches to it, and the other bracket attaches to the door, and the two-piece curved door arm attaches to that. The other end of the door arm attaches to the trolley. So now I'm going to flip around the garage door opener to attach the rail to it. Just make sure that the part with the light is furthest away from the garage door, and then of course the rail will go on the other side, running from the garage door opener, of course, to the door itself. So here's a closer look at all the items. The two black metal pieces at the top will bolt together to combine and form the curved or L-shaped door arm. It's in two pieces, so the length can be adjusted. The two silvery pieces are for new installations to attach the opener to the ceiling. The round plastic wheel is a pulley that goes on the end of the rail by the garage door for the belt to loop around. Snap all of the pieces of the rail together and then slide on the bracket that the garage door attaches to. They call that the trolley. And then there's a U bracket, they call it. It's about 4 to 6 inches long, and it goes at the end of the rail, snaps right in, and then it gets bolted to the garage door opener. Follow the instructions. If you put it in the wrong way, like I did, don't panic, because although it does snap in, you can unsnap it and reposition it. Those tabs are what hold the sections together. Just insert a small screwdriver on the side of the top tab on each side and bend them so that they are flush with the rest of the rail. The pieces will then slide apart. So then they want you to stick a screwdriver into the rail, and that's going to come into play to hold the trolley still while you install the belt. So then just bolt the rail to the top of the opener and install the stop. That's to keep the trolley from sliding into the garage door opener. Next is the installation of the pulley for the belt to loop over. It just bolts right in the front. You do need to thread the belt in first though, because it has a hook on the end that does not fit through the opening if the that wheel or pulley is already installed. So next there's a tab that they want you to stick a screwdriver in and bend it so that it's straight up. The tab will act as a stop. I used a screwdriver to bend it partially up, but then I didn't film this part, but I actually used a pair of vice grips to finish the bend so that it was perfectly perpendicular to the rail. Hook one end of the belt up to the trolley, and then you pull the belt around the gear on the opener and make the connection on the other side. Making the connection involves two items. One item they call the threaded shaft with spring trolley nut, and the other item is a master link, they call it, that looks like a link to a bicycle chain. The link connects on the one end to the belt and on the other end to the threaded shaft. Once you have connected the threaded shaft to the belt, then you need to unscrew. It's a combination, it's a spring and nut. You need to unscrew that from the shaft. Then thread the shaft through the hole in the trolley. By the way, the threaded shaft is flattened on one end, so you need to line up the flattened side of the threaded shaft with the flattened side of the hole in the trolley, or it won't go through. Once you've done that, screw back on the spring nut onto the threaded shaft, hand tight. After the spring nut is hand tightened, and it took quite a few turns for me, the next step ensures the proper tension on the drive belt. You are supposed to turn the nut on the left side 1/4 of a turn while holding the other end of the combination spring nut in place with a screwdriver in one of the notches. I tried and I tried, but I just couldn't do it with the screwdriver. What worked for me finally was to simply hold it with the vice grip while I turned the other end. You know you've completed the process when the spring releases with the snap up against the bracket holding the shaft, and this results in the proper belt tension. The last item is screwing the protective cap over the sprocket, and the opener assembly is complete and ready to install. Good luck with the installation.